Okay, so first, about 1 in 5 women and 1 in 10 men were stalked during their lifetimes. This was the lifetime prevalence. And about 1 in 20 women and 1 in 33 men were stalked in the 12 months before taking the survey. For the state estimates, one thing to note is that across all the data briefs, you'll see that we provide the number of states with stable estimates. So we counted DC as a state, making a total of 51 states. So for women, state estimates for stalking victimization during the lifetime ranged from 15.6% to 35.2%. And this was stable across all states except for one. For men, only one state was reportable, and that was the prevalence was 10.6%. And this slide and the next slide shows the prevalence of the stalking tactics experienced by victims. So here we see the results for females with the top bars showing the most common tactics. So as some highlights, about 3 in 4 were followed, watched, and spied on, or the stalker approached them or showed up unexpectedly. About 7 in 10 received unwanted phone calls, emails, voice, or text messages. For about 4 in 10 women, the stalker sneaked onto their property. And victims also experienced tactics that were related to technology. So, for example, nearly half received unwanted social media messages. Over 1/3 were monitored or tracked through social media. 1 in 5 were monitored through technologies such as apps, stalkerware, or computer software. About 1 in 7 were tracked through GPS, and about 1 in 9 were watched with a hidden camera. And for the male victims, 3 in 4 were followed, watched, and spied on. About 7 in 10 received unwanted phone calls, emails, voice and text messages. For about 6 in 10, the stalker approached them or showed up unexpectedly. 4 in 10 reported that the stalker sneaked onto their property. And technology-related tactics, for half received unwanted social media messages. 4 in 10 were monitored or tracked through social media. About 3 in 10 were tracked using GPS. 1 in 4 were monitored through technology such as apps, stalkerware, computer software, and 1 in 5 were watched with a hidden camera. NISVS also included some additional questions to assess the experiences of confirmed stalking victims. So among victims, the majority of both females and males felt afraid, threatened, or concerned for their safety. Over half of female and male victims were threatened with physical harm by their stalkers. And 85% of females and about 72% of males suffered mental or emotional harm from the stalking experience. And this was the mental or emotional harm. For those of you who are familiar with previous NISVS surveys, this was a newer question we added to measure the impact of stalking. Thank you.
So there's a couple questions, clarifying questions, and one of them I think I can answer. On some items, there's not information for all states, and the reason for that is because some of those don't take place. In some states, we don't get large enough numbers to report to get a stable reporting. And so the solution for that is, this is a sample of 15,000, but in order to get stable estimates, you would probably have to have more numbers. We'd have to be able to collect much more larger survey, which of course is more expensive survey to be able to do.
Right. We need larger sample sizes to get into the details of the different subgroups, males versus females, the different race, ethnicities, the different groups, because, the victimization group is going to be a smaller group whenever you're using a national representative survey. So the larger the sample size, the greater chance we're going to be able to detect those sorts of estimates and have them be statistically stable.
And you'll notice that for some of the ones that we'll be reporting later on that happen to a higher percentage of people, that some of those we do get more stable estimates because there's more things there, but that's going to be a resource. And this only collected in the 50 states and DC. It did not collect in the territories.